Dear students, welcome to our YouTube channel Vidya for Success. Yes, children, in the last video we studied about the morphological features of Solanaceae family. So Solanaceae family is the dicotyledonous family because that family consists of dicotyledonous plants. You have one more family to study in the dicotyledonous plant, that is Fabaceae family. But according to Blow Up, that concept is deleted for this year. So I am not going to explain that particular concept. So you will be studying that in the competitive track. So I will continue with the one more family, that is Liliaceae. So Liliaceae is the family consists of monocotyledonous plants. So this is the family consists of monocotyledonous plants, right? It is commonly called as lily family. So one of the common plant belong to this family is lily, so that the Liliaceae family is commonly called as lily family. It is distributed worldwide. So the species of plants belong to this family distributed worldwide. So there are different plants that belong to Liliaceae family. So as I already told, lily plant is belong to this family. Then onion plant, aloe vera plant, then asparagus plant, tulip plant. So these are the some examples of plant belong to Liliaceae family. So all these are monocotyledonous plants, right? So what are the characteristic features of the plants belong to this family? Because we have already studied that the plants belong to Solanaceae family, they are showing similar characteristic features. So not all the characters are similar. So most of the characters will be similar. So in the Liliaceae family, we are going to explain the morphological characters by taking the example of onion plant. So we are explaining the morphological features by taking the onion plant. So the scientific name of the onion plant is Allium cepa. So this is very important. So when you are studying about the example of plant in the family, you have to study the scientific name of that particular plant. So we have taken the onion plant as an example here. So the scientific name of onion plant is Allium cepa. So the diagram of onion plant is displayed on the screen. So let us study about the vegetative characters. So what are the things we are going to explain the vegetative characters? So we explain about root, stem and leaves, right? So because the onion plant is a monocotyledonous plant, so the kind of root system what we have here is fibrous root system. Clear? So the fibrous root system can be seen in the plant, and most of the plants are showing underground modification. So this is the onion plant, right? In the onion plant, we have a underground modified structure that is called as bulb, or in some of the plants we can see rhizomes. They are the modified parts, right? And the plants belong to this family are perennial herbs. So the all plants belong to this family are herbs. There is no trees, small trees and tall trees. All the plants are herbs. So they are perennial herbs. What do you mean by perennial? So their lifespan is not restricted to 1 or 2 years. So they survive more than 1 year, so that the plants are called as perennial herbs. So some are showing underground modification, like some are showing bulbs, some are showing corms and some are showing rhizomes. So these are the underground modifications for the storage of food material, as well as the same part is utilized for propagation, multiplication. Then if you look into the leaves, so leaves are mostly basal. So from the base of the plant, the formation of leaf takes place and they are arranged alternatively. So the arrangement of leaves is alternate. and the leaves are linear. You can have a look into the diagram. The leaves are very linear, that means they are straight. And exstipulate. Stipule is not present to the leaf. And if you look into the venation, the kind of venation is parallel venation. So the veins are arranged very parallel to one another. So these are about the leaves. Clear? And what about stem? So stem is highly reduced in case of onion plant. So reduced type of stem we have in the onion plant. And let us see the floral characteristic features. So what kind of flower we have in the onion plant? So in the first picture we can see that is a bunch of flower what will be forming in the onion plant. So this kind of flower is called as an inflorescence, right? So the kind of inflorescence in the onion plant is racemose inflorescence. Clear? So we have a racemose inflorescence in case of the onion plant. Then in some cases the flowers are solitary. Then in some plants they are cymose inflorescence, and here we have a umbellate cluster. Umbellate is a type of racemose inflorescence. So especially in case of onion we have racemose inflorescence. So the type of racemose inflorescence is umbellate cluster. So all the flowers, they are looking like they are formed from the same point. You can see the arrangement. So they all are arise from the same point, that is the tip of the peduncle. Then if you look into the single flower, the flower is bisexual flower because the male and female reproductive structures, they are present in the same flower. So that the flower is bisexual flower, and it is showing actinomorphic symmetry. That means we can able to divide the flower into two equal halves by any plane passing through the central axis. So that the kind of symmetry is actinomorphic symmetry. Then what are the orals of the flower? So there is no calyx and corolla. It is not able to differentiate calyx and corolla here. So that we are calling here it as a perianth, because it is not possible to differentiate calyx and corolla. So when there is an undifferentiated calyx and corolla is there in the flower, such a oral is called as perianth. So the unit of perianth are called as tepals. Tepals, right? Not petals, they are called as tepals. So how many tepals are present? There are 6 tepals are present. They are arranged in 2 orals, right? So in one oral 3 tepals are present, and in the another oral remaining 3 tepals are present. So that arrangement is 3 plus 3. So just you look into the floral diagram. In that you can understand how the tepals are arranged in the flower, right? So in the outer oral 3 tepals are present, and in the inner oral remaining 3 tepals are present. And all the 6 tepals in the 2 orals, they are fused with one another. Clear? So this union of the tepals will give the formation of tube-like structure. So they are often united into tube, right? And the kind of estivation is valvate estivation. So the margin of one tepal is just touches with the margin of adjacent tepal within the same oral. So this kind of estivation is called as valvate estivation. Right, children? So perianth consists of how many number of tepals? 6 number of tepals. They are arranged in 2 orals. Outer oral consists of 3 tepals and inner oral consists of remaining 3 tepals. They are united gamotepalous, right? And the kind of estivation is valvate estivation. Then let us move to the reproductive units. So androecium is one of the reproductive unit. It consists of 6 stamens. They are arranged in 3+3 pattern. What do you mean by this 3+3 pattern? So 3 stamens are attached with the outer tepals of the flower. You can observe in the floral diagram. So the 3 stamens are attached with the outer tepals, right, and remaining 3 stamens are attached with the inner tepals, so that this pattern of arrangement is called as 3+3. So 3 are attached with the outer tepals and remaining 3 are attached with the inner tepals. So because the stamens are attached with the tepals, the condition is called as epitepalous, right. So the condition is called as epitepalous. Then let us move to the gynoecium. So gynoecium is a female reproductive unit, right? So the gynoecium made out of 3 carpels. So there are 3 carpels present in the gynoecium, so that the condition is named as tricarpellary. Tri is nothing but how much? 3. 3 carpels are present here. So 3 carpels are fused with one another. So because of the fusion of the carpel, the condition is known as syncarpous. So you can just observe the floral diagram. So there they have given the condition of gynoecium. So there are 3 carpels are present. They are fused with one another. So that's syncarpous condition. Then if you look into the position of ovary in the flower, the ovary is located in the superior position. So that ovary is superior and trilocular with many ovules. So there are many ovules are present within the ovary. And what is the kind of placentation? So if the ovary consists of more than 2 locules, the ovules are attached with the central placenta, such a placentation is named as axial placentation. So you have to remember all these things, right? So axial placentation is nothing but the position of placenta is center and many ovules are attached to the central placenta with multilocular ovary. So such a placentation is axial placentation. So these are the characteristic features of gynoecium in the flower. Understood? So we have studied the floral characteristic feature. So flower is a bisexual flower and it is showing actinomorphic symmetry. Then the flower does not consist of calyx and corolla. It is having perianth, right? So there are 6 tepals are present. They are united to form a tube-like structure. And the kind of estivation of perianth is valvate estivation. And androecium consists of 6 number of stamens and they are showing epitepalous condition. And gynoecium is tricarpellary, syncarpous and showing axial placentation with superior ovary, right? And how the formation of fruit takes place. So we know that fruit is a resultant product of fertilization. So after fertilization, ovary develops into a fruit, right? The kind of fruit formation can be seen in the Liliaceae family is capsule. And in some of the plants we can see the formation of berry also. So there are 2 types of fruit formation can be seen in different members of the Liliaceae family. So most of the members showing the formation of capsule. So which fruits are called as a capsule? So when the fruit formation takes place by the gynoecium consisting of a superior ovary, then multilocular condition with axial placentation and many ovules. So such a kind of gynoecium will be going to form a capsule after fertilization. So capsule can be seen as a fruit in most of the Liliaceae plants. And in rare cases we can also see berry as a fruit. Then what about the seed? So there are many seeds can be seen in the fruit. All are attached to the central placentation, right? And the seeds consist of endosperm. Endosperm is retained in the mature seed also. So the kind of seed is endospermous seed, right? And we also studied that in the monocotyledonous plants, all the plant seed consist of endosperm, and there are few exception that they are not showing endosperm. That means they are non-endospermic seeds. So in the Liliaceae family, the seeds are showing endosperm in the mature condition. So the kind of seeds here is endospermous seed. So now we have completed all the characteristic feature of the flower, right? And also we have studied about the fruit and seed. And now let us study about the floral formula, so that we understood about the floral characters, right? We studied about the kind of flower and symmetry of the flower, then the number of whorls in the flower. So all the things we have studied. So let us represent those characters in the simple formula by using some of the symbols. So how to write the floral formula? So first we have to represent the conditions of the flower. Flower is a bracteate flower in the Liliaceae, so that we have to write the symbol what we use for the bracteate flower, that is Br. And the symmetry of the flower is actinomorphic symmetry, so that we have to write the symbol what we use for actinomorphic condition. And next to that, the flowers are bisexual flowers. That means male and female reproductive whorls are present in the same flower, so that we have to write the bisexual flower symbol. Next, let us come to the whorls of the flower. So the whorls of the flower consist of tepals. So there are 6 tepals are present. So if there is no distinction between the sepals and petals, such a condition is called as perianth, right? So the symbol used for the perianth is P, and the number of tepals are 6. They are arranged in 2 whorls. So outer whorl consists of 3 tepals and inner whorl consists of 3 tepals. So we have to write 3 plus 3 in bracket. So what indicate when we are writing the number in bracket? That means that the tepals are fused. So when the tepals are gamotepalous, we are writing the numbers in bracket. Then the next whorl is androecium. So androecium made out of 6 stamens. So 3 stamens are attached with the outer tepals and remaining 3 attached with the inner tepals. So that we have to write it as 3 plus 3. And the condition of androecium is epitepalous. That means androecium is attached with the tepals. So how we can show that condition? So we have to show that by putting the arc between androecium and perianth, right? Then the innermost whorl of the flower is gynoecium. So gynoecium is showing superior ovary, so that we have to write the superior ovary symbol. Then the number of carpels are 3 carpels, they are fused. So since they are fused, we are writing the number of carpels in bracket, right? So this is about the floral formula of the Liliaceae flower. Then I have already explained you about the floral diagram. I have displayed here also. Just have a look into the floral diagram. So there are 6 tepals are present. So tepals are the units of perianth, right? Gamotepalous condition. So outer tepals are fused with the inner tepals in order to form a tube-like structure. Then you can have a look into the number of stamens. There are 6 stamens are present. They are attached with the tepals. Then if you come to the gynoecium made out of 3 carpels, and all the 3 carpels are united. So the condition is syncarpous. Then many ovules are attached to the central placenta. Right. So this is about the morphological characters of Liliaceae family. So that children, we have started our study with the vegetative characters, and we also studied about the floral characters, and we understood about how to write the floral formula and how to draw the floral diagram. And last concept of this family is economic importances. So there are many plants belong to this family. Some of the plants are ornamental. Best example of plant is tulip plant. So you might have seen this plant. So tulip plant forms beautiful flowers. So because of the formation of beautiful flowers, these plants are grown as ornamental plants. So not only tulip plant, gloriosa plant is also a ornamental plant. So most of the plant belong to this family are grown as a ornamental plant. You can also take lily plant. So lily plant is also a best example of ornamental plant. Then some are the source of medicine. So the best example is aloe vera plant. So aloe vera plant is extensively used in most of the Ayurvedic medicine. So some of the plant belong to this family are the source of medicine. Then some are used as a vegetables. Best example is asparagus. So they store food material so that they are used as a vegetables. And some plants are used in the extraction of drugs. Example is colchicine. So colchicine is a kind of alkaloid. It is extracted from the plant named as Colchicum autumnale. So Colchicum autumnale is the kind of plant belong to this family. It is used to extract alkaloid that is named as colchicine. So this is about the economic importances of plants belong to this particular family. Right, children? So we have completed this lesson by this concept. Children, in this lesson we understood the morphological features of angiospermic plant, flowering plants, and we have completed almost all the concepts. So as I told you, the Fabaceae family was removed for this year, so that I have not done that concept here. So anyway, that concept will be taken in your competitive track, right? Practice all the concepts of this lesson. So especially when you come to the families, you have to learn, you have to practice the floral formula and floral diagram. So how exactly they have drawn in the textbook. So in the similar way, you have to practice to draw the floral diagram, right? Thank you.